As Bitcoin has surged over the last year like a rocket taking Elon Musk to Mars, it's only natural to start thinking about when to head for the exit. In today's video, we're going to assess the latest price movement and underlying fundamentals and answer the question, is it time to sell? Let's get into it. Over the last year, Bitcoin has surged from about $6,600 at the beginning of April 2020 to around $58,000 at the beginning of April 2021. That's an increase of about 780% in just a year and blowing the 217 high of nearly $20,000 out of the water. You don't have to look very far to find a news article or YouTube video insisting that Bitcoin is in a bubble right now. And when I look at the graph over time, I'll admit the word bubble is pretty much always the first thing that enters my mind. But is it? And is it time to jump ship and cash out? Because of the nature of what Bitcoin is, it is entirely possible that our current price levels are warranted and could be here to stay. As a currency, it has won approval from the likes of Tesla CEO Elon Musk and Square CEO Jack Dorsey. These modern captains of industry have immense power as well as a loyal following of many. Institutions in the financial system, from banks to payment processors, have also stepped in to back its legitimacy. When you have that kind of support from the world's elite, it's hard not to take it seriously. Some of the greatest uncertainty around Bitcoin has to do with government regulation, and recent comments from the likes of Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen and Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell have highlighted government's hesitancy to embrace the currency. For a more thorough treatment of the risks of investing in Bitcoin, check out our video from last month that digs into that subject. Today we're going to assess the recent price trends and consider whether it's time to get out.
That's right, I'm back. You thought you got rid of me, but it's not that easy. I'm not going anywhere. And I'm here to update you on the release of my own cryptocurrency, Ethereum. It turns out that in order to get this started, I have to have a business plan, form a legal entity, and register for taxes. Whoever thought it'd be so hard to start my own monetary system? The Fed makes it look so easy. Just type some buttons and money goes flying out. Looks like we're going to have to settle for Bitcoin for now. So go ahead and give this video a thumbs up and share it with everyone so they know that Ethereum is coming.
Because we've seen that the world's elite are taking Bitcoin seriously, we might want to start looking at it the way they do. An analytical tool used in many investment assessments is a simple moving average. And in this case, we're going to look at the 50-day moving average, which is used by many analysts when looking at price charts. When we apply it to the recent price trends of Bitcoin, an interesting picture begins to develop. Here we have the price of Bitcoin in dollars and the surge that started in the second half of 2020. And here's the 50-day moving average over the same time period. Now let's zoom in a bit and look at the price action over just the last few months. Some of these up and down movements have corresponded to different comments from Janet Yellen or Elon Musk and large Bitcoin purchases from Square or other financial institutions. When we add the 50-day moving average, we see it as a point of significant support. When it has gotten close to it, the market price has practically bounced off of it. This is the kind of thing that big investors look at, and it has been a pretty reliable signal the last few months. And to answer the question, is it time to sell? I would say no, and for this very reason. The institutional support we've seen in purchases, as well as these technical signals we see in the chart analysis, makes the case to me that it is a hold for now and not a sell. For full disclosure, I do own some Bitcoin that I bought last year. I sold some recently to take some profits from the big run-up over the last year, and I've held on to the rest. On top of that, I'll throw in my usual disclaimer that this video is not financial advice, and you are responsible for your own financial decisions. Many people see Bitcoin as a currency alternative of the future, or at least a store of value to preserve wealth. Given the institutional support currently behind it, I think the case for those uses are a lot stronger now than in the previous rise and crash back in 2017. The Federal Reserve has been printing substantial amounts of dollars, and the US federal government is racking up massive debt. I've not found any examples in history where that turned out well for the nation that did it. Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies provide another option for diversifying assets to protect against a falling dollar alongside things like gold and silver. If you found this episode useful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe so we can grow the channel. And if you didn't find it useful, go ahead and give it a thumbs down and let us know in the comments section below that the US dollar will never fail. We don't need alternatives. And if things get too bad, I'll just eat dollars for a good source of fiber. Either way, I'll see you in the next video.